Hello there. My name's Tracy Stanley. I'm a change management consultant who's often asked what are some of the key things that contribute to a successful change project. So I've prepared a short answer, and I'd love to know if the things that I think are important based upon your experience as well. So, first thing I want to talk about starts with V, and it's the vision. What is it that your project is trying to achieve? There's obviously where you are now, and you have a sense of where it is you want to be in the future. You can help leaders to describe in as clear terms as possible what this vision looks like from a big picture point of view, but also more importantly, what it will mean individually from a daily work habits point of view for each of your employees or key stakeholders. So the vision, get the vision thing right. And it may take a bit of describing, particularly if it is a transformational change project impacting across the business. Perhaps it's new business models, new systems, new processes. Second thing I think is really important for a successful change project is the initial analysis. To achieve the vision, what sort of impact is that going to have on the business? So assess the business and then set out to identify, again, what is the impact. So analyze and assess on your processes, as well as on the job roles and the way of getting things done. An important part of this process is identifying your key stakeholders. And if you don't spend enough time doing that in the initial stages of the project, you're likely not to respond to particular stakeholders' needs or concerns as a part of the process. And this person could be a process or a roadblock later on down the project. So it's best to be as informed as you can and to really do the assessment process right. Okay, so you know what your vision is. You've assessed the impact and understand how it's going to impact parts of the business. How do you move from where you are to where you want to be? What things can you leverage to help make the transition run as smoothly as it can? Now, depending upon the project, and it's hard to give specificities here. It could be about just identifying what's the most effective and most credible way to communicate with people. It could be about creating new processes that perhaps support a new culture. It could be about identifying people who are really credible champions in a certain business unit and using them to help with sort of communication and perhaps capability uplift. But really look to see what are the people and the processes and the things that will actually help you, as I said, transition from your current to your future state. And when we're talking about those that are impacted, it's really important to reflect on users. And for many systems type projects, it's the user who are going to be using the systems in whichever way is required for the new business vision. Many projects fail because they haven't had sufficient involvement in the design of the new system and process. Don't underestimate the importance of this. And indeed, I had several short stories shared with me when I did some research for my book, Success and Failure in Changing Organizations, that talked about the project going off the rails because there hadn't been enough attention paid to engaging users, listening to them, and helping them to engineer the new future. So then we're up to the E, which is evaluation. And while it's the fifth area that I'm talking about, it actually needs to be considered at the very beginning. How will you measure the effectiveness of the change project? What are the right measures to use? Are they activity-based? Are they qualitative-based, quantitative-based? Are they based upon information you can draw from systems? How frequently should you be collecting and reporting and considering the implications of those evaluations? It's important to say what are the most important ones because measurement can take time, but it is important. So think about your evaluation when you're starting your project. And bear in mind that some things are perhaps easy to collect. Such activities such as attending training, for example, could be a useful and easy to measure metric, but it may not actually result in the desired behaviour change. So think about what you want to measure when you want to measure it. And then, of course, you're doing this because you want to make sure the last thing that you change is sustainable, that the new vision, the new way of working becomes the business as usual. So you need to think about now how we can embed the new way of working into people's everyday activities, into teams' every way of activities. If it's a systems-based change project, how can you take information from the new systems and make it part of the reporting and planning and problem-solving processes within your normal rhythm of the business? So I think it's kind of cute that it stands for values, because I think these activities and these values are fundamental to successful change. As I said, I welcome your feedback. You can learn more about my own experience and some research I've undertaken into successful change projects in my book. Bye-bye.